It's our first time in Bali and we planned and researched as much as we can before finally taking our flight to this popular destination. Learn from us as we share our experiences and feel the sights and sounds of Bali. In this video, I will be taking you through the first 2 days of our Bali adventure. We will be spending the first leg of our trip mainly in the Mulia Resort and Hotel located in Nusa Dua, a resort area in the southern tip of Bali that was built in the 1970s and houses many of the island's 5-star hotels and resorts. It is about 14 miles from Denpasar, where the airport is located. We will also take some time on this first leg of our trip to explore Jimbaran, a fishing village and beach area on the western side of the Nusa Dua Peninsula. It was 83 degrees Fahrenheit when we arrived in Bali, but having come from San Francisco where it's been in the 60s, the heat was a welcome distraction. We zipped through the airport, skipping the long lines and immigration, having secured our visas online through the website bali.com, which directs you to the Indonesian immigration's website. It's an easy transaction taking less than 30 minutes and it costs $35 per person. Our flight going into Bali also recommend filling out the Indonesian Customs Declaration online as it is no longer available as a hard copy. That too takes just a few minutes. Bali.com also allowed us to purchase our eSIM for our cell phones, allowing us ample data use while we are in Bali. You can choose from either an eSIM, which you can activate on your phone as soon as you arrive, or a physical SIM, which you can either pick up at their kiosk at the airport or have it delivered at your hotel. After retrieving our luggages, we were met by the hotel staff who then escorted us to our shuttle to our hotel. One thing you will notice right off is how friendly all the Balinese people are, and very professional. The trip from the airport to the hotel, though, was a heart-pounding experience. No one kept to their lanes. It's as if they were there merely as suggestions, nothing more. There were swarms of motorcycles, and they didn't respect the lanes either. I learned how to drive in the Philippines, where traffic and unruly drivers are not uncommon. But these Balinese drivers, there's something else. The fact that no one got hurt is still astonishing to me. Our itinerary for our first trip to this Indonesian paradise island will take us first to Nusa Dua, where our first hotel stop, the Mulia, is located. Then we will make our way to Ubud, to a nice Airbnb with a private pool and secluded in the rice fields of what we were told is the artistic and cultural heart of this island. Then we end our 10-day stay in Kuta, where most of the tourists congregate. The Mulia is one of the premier hotels on the island, we were told by our dear friend and travel advisor Eden, who lived in Indonesia for 14 years with her family. So they are familiar with Bali as they've visited the island countless times in the past. And she said that Bali is not just one place. It's beaches, it's the tranquil interior, it's the towns, the people, the food. Oh yes, the food. So one cannot just stay in one area. So she suggested taking in the different sights and experiences that the island had to offer, and that meant moving around. The Mulia is an expansive resort hotel, yet as big and as full as it is, it never felt crowded. There were several restaurants and bars in the property, infinity pools for all ages and tastes. Then there is the beach. Now honestly, we have seen better beaches elsewhere. Still, the white sand, the cabanas right close to the shore, the friendly and helpful staff, the sun, just the tranquility of it all made up for that very minute shortcoming. We are spending these 10 days with our son and 2 lifelong friends, but they arrived very late on the same Tuesday that we arrived. So we had our first dinner at their beachside restaurant, The Soleil. And while they served the usual familiar Western fare, we promised ourselves that while here, we will eat as much of the local food as possible. So I ordered nasi goreng, an Indonesian fried rice flavored with sweet soy sauce, shrimp paste, and local spices. The next morning, we met up with our friends and had a wonderfully filling breakfast at the cafe. The meal is complimentary and comes with our reservations. And they had everything: Indonesian food, Western dishes, Japanese sushi, and sashimi, yes, for breakfast. Some French inspired pastries, and ice cream that's made in house, mostly of exotic fruits that are often hard to find even in the west coast of the United States. The mango sorbet is just so delicious. We then spent a few hours lounging by the beach, swimming in the ocean, then finally just relaxing in one of the many pools in the property, talking to other tourists and sampling the local Indonesian beer, Bintang, a mild, refreshing lager that is similar to the Philippines' San Miguel beer. We then hired a local driver and limo service to take us around town in the afternoon and into dinner. The driver, whose name is Wayan, we found him online after watching a blogger describing her own trip to Bali, and she recommended this gentleman. He is both easy to talk to, jovial, and his price seems fair, and his knowledge of the fun places to see is truly useful and great for first-time visitors like us. For dinner, he recommended a local seafood restaurant in Jimbaran where we had red snapper grilled to our specifications, prawns prepared two ways, grilled, and the other sauteed in curry and vegetables. We also had fried squid infused with salted eggs. To cap off our dinner, there was a cultural presentation as well. Balinese dancers regaled us with one of their local dances as we savored the food and enjoyed dining at the beach. We capped our night off back at the Mulia's pastry shop. We stayed at the hotel's open air lounge as we talked about the day's experiences, ate our sweets, and planned our itineraries for the next few days to come. The following morning, we had our breakfast early to spend time walking along the shore, beating the crowd who were all either still asleep or were having breakfast themselves. We took some more photos and videos, enjoying this place one more time before we depart for our next adventure in this 10-day stay in Bali. We're going to Ubud. Checkout is at 12 noon, at which time Wayan will meet us at the front for our trip north to the hills and countryside of Ubud.